And I think this builds exactly from how you want to run. So if you're installing your offense with the transition principles, the spacing, the concepts that I've laid out in the transition stuff, then you flow into offense based on where guys run. And you've got just a couple of things to play out of. So the first thing for this first section, imagine you're in 4-around-1 spacing. So imagine your big runs to the front of the rim. Your big, for me personally, I want my big running to the front of the rim. If he doesn't get hit, if it's not an early drive or he seals off or gets an early post, I want him flowing through the dunker and playing in the dunker. And now we're in 4-around-1 spacing. And we can flow into two really easy things just to get the ball moving side to side. So the first thing for this clip, it's not the best example, but for this clip, imagine Embiid's the 4, Batum's the 5. So your big's ahead of the play. You really want your best player or one of your key players in this trail spot. So now we're flowing into 4-around-1. And just this early dribble pitch, it's not always going to be for a wide open catch and shoot 3, but this early dribble pitch just gets the ball moving, gets the defense talking. Now you've got your big ahead with Gobert. They go early pitch. You can always ball screen right away. And now you're playing downhill. The thing I'll talk about, the spacing here is a little different, obviously, with the 3 seconds rule. But the thing that NBA teams do so well, and the best teams in the world do well, and the best teams at every level do, is they get spacing deep to the corner. And it puts pressure on the defense in pick and roll. So anytime you can get this dribble pitch, okay, flow right into a middle pick and roll, and now you're just playing out of it. All right. Again, dribble pitch. And now this clip is important. This will be a common theme throughout the rest of this flow stuff. Creating an advantage and keeping an advantage. So by having pick and roll away from the single side, it puts this low man who's responsible for tagging in a really tough spot. So again, we go dribble pitch, we get the ball moving, guys are touching it. Now we're in middle pick and roll toward a paired side, away from a single side, and now we have got this single side tag where Luka is damned if he does, damned if he doesn't. And we'll play this clip and I'll show you why. Right now, Chet's got an advantage downhill. If Luka helps, it's an open corner 3. If he doesn't, he's got an angle to the rim. Maybe he gets a foul. Maybe he gets a layup. So anytime you can create a single side tag, it's a great way to create and keep an advantage. So again, we'll play it one more time through. We go this dribble pitch, just flowing into offense. Now we go middle pick and roll toward a single side. They help, and it creates an opportunity for an open 3. It doesn't matter that he misses. For me, when I'm thinking about this, for you guys as coaches, when you're thinking about this, focus on the process. Are we getting the right shots? Are we creating 2-on-1s? Are we creating 3-on-2s? Are you putting your guys in positions to have an advantage and then make a read based on what the defense does in that advantage? The rest of this series where we're flowing into this 4-around-1 pitch action, it all builds on itself. So you're flowing into this 4-around-1. You go dribble pitch between your 1 and your trailer. This dribble action between your trailer and your wing. And now just lifting your guard back up the floor to give him a running start for this step-up screen. I like flowing into this because everybody's touching the ball. Everybody feels involved. The ball's going to give you energy. It's popping from side to side. Then now we're playing. We get to our pick and roll, and we're playing out of it. Oftentimes, when you're flowing, okay, teams are good, coaches are good, especially if you run a few actions out of this, teams may start to deny you. So if you're thinking about installing this in practice and you work on what happens when you get denied, your big is in position here. It's a really easy read. So we'll play this through. It's called blind pig action. I have no clue why that's the name. I don't know what the origin is, but we'll talk through this one. So
Text winner, triangle offense. That's the
there you
origin.
go. Yep. Thank you, Chris. So we got dribble pitch again. And now instead of going this ball reversal to the top of the key where we want to get this downhill step up, he's being denied. So the Wizards do a good job. They deny it back. Utah probably ran this a few times already, so they made an adjustment. Your big's already in position. Just hit your big. And now you can get this downhill cut where it's the same angle, same action, downhill. Your offense doesn't stall, doesn't get stopped because it's denied. We just flow easily to the next thing. Same thing. Dribble pitch, blind pig versus the denial. And now we're playing and rolling through the pocket. All right, and then one more wrinkle here. Dribble pitch again. Kemba Walker is denied here at the top of the screen. We go blind pig. Now, if this downhill DHO, this downhill action is not open, if they deny him twice, again, how to flow to the next thing without turning and looking at you as a coach of what to do. Just cut over the top, and now we're in a zoom. So you just cut over the top, we're in zoom, and we're still playing basketball. It's just easy way to keep flowing no matter what look you get from the defense. Next thing here, this series, again, it's very similar to the pitch stuff. It's just initiated with the dribble on the wing instead. So again, we're in 4-around-1 spacing. They go dribble exchange, and now we get to this back to this high angle with a step up and getting downhill. We just call this touch action. So we go touch, reverse the ball. Toronto denies it. What do we do if we're denying? We flash our big, we hit them, and we cut off it. So now we're cutting downhill and playing with that same angle that we had the step up. The reason this angle is good too, that I'll point out, you're never going to help from the strong side corner, right? So you're really you're playing kind of 2-on-2 here in the middle of the floor. You've got a guy playing behind high. So Siakam here for Toronto can't really tag this roller. And normally for high school or for college, the low man here can be in the paint. So it's going to look a little different for your level, for our level, than it does here in the NBA. But that's where you put your guys in a position. It creates an advantage. So if this guy's front of the rim, now the read is skipping it if the low man is there. If this guy doesn't help, then the read is get downhill, hit the big, or get all the way to the basket. But again, it's all about creating an advantage with our spacing, with our flow, how we run, how we move the ball, and then again, making reads based on how you're being defended, where the ball just keeps moving, the offense is flowing, and we don't have to pull it out, call a play, and just pound the ball at the top of the key. Again, they get downhill, and they get a dump off for a dunk. All right? And same thing. Touch. Trying to get to that step up. Kyrie denies it. We go blind pig. We cut off it. He denies this. Always have the option. RJ Barrett can always go for a zoom. He can also just cut through. And now you've got a two-man game on the wing. Right here, two-man game on the wing, just to continue to flow into that next action. All right, and then the last look out of this touch stuff here. Again, now we're up the floor. You can always hit your big and go high split. Anytime you can go split action, I think teams really struggle to defend it at every level. Okay, the key for splits, one of the two guys in the split has to put pressure on the rim. You've got to have a basket cut in our splits. So Jeff Green right here, he screens. They've got a basket cut. He puts pressure on the rim. And it's not necessarily the shot that I would want, but they create an advantage just from a split and flowing into some early offense. And an easy thing to do in this, you flow into 4-around-1. This kind of becomes close to 5-out spacing. If you've got a guard or a wing who you want to isolate and give an opportunity to get downhill, anytime you get to close to a 5-out spacing or in 5-out spacing, baseline rips, baseline drives are great. Really hard to help from that. So just, again, right out of our flow, we're in 4-around-1. Instead of reversing the ball to the top of the key, you lift your big like we've been doing, you hit strong side, and now just this baseline rip. Early opportunities for drives, creating an advantage just based on how we flow.